welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Nancy from nancybadija.com, and welcome to another episode of Etsy Shop Critique. If this is your first time in my YouTube channel, I am an Etsy influencer. As a result of doing Etsy on 2016, I have made over $70,000 selling digital prints online. And I thought to myself to help other Etsy sellers, since I felt there was a need for these type of resources out here, because I couldn't really find anyone myself when I first started selling on Etsy. So I wanted to create a channel where I help other Etsy business grow, and this is part of growing, which is giving a free critique. So welcome to the critique. Make sure that you subscribe if you like videos like this. So let's go ahead and get started. So today I am doing a critique on the store called Vintage Violet GB, and the owner is Teresa. So thank you, Teresa, for allowing me to do a review of your beautiful shop. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I always talk about in a critique is photo, or the product photography, right? Your photos. And keep in mind that when you are selling online, the first thing that the person's going to look at is your photo. So your photo has to be amazing. It has to be beautiful. It has to be captivating, compelling. It has to motivate the person to buy from you. So you're going to get the customer that was actually looking for your product. They fall in love with it and they buy it. And you're going to get the customer that wasn't necessarily looking for this particular purse. They found it, loved it, or stumbled upon it, and they bought it from you either way. So you want to market to both customers. However, you do need an amazing photo that is captivating, a photo that it takes your breath away, that when you look at it, you're like, wow, I wasn't thinking of buying a purse today, but I have to have this amazing purse. Looking at this photo, the reason why I picked this particular listing is that the actual clutch or handbag looks just like the background. It's very similar. So your background on this photo is very distracting from the actual bag. There are going to be some people that might look at this photo and be like, what exactly am I buying? They're going to be The background of the photo is going to be very distracting for them. They're not going to necessarily appreciate the bag and the color of the bag and the geometric tiles, because they're too busy looking at the background. So keep in mind that one, a bad photo could prevent you from making a sale, no matter how amazing your product is. So my suggestion would be to redo your photo. I do like the fact that you are trying to be cohesive and you have the same style throughout your store. Majority of your listings have that same background. My suggestion would be to remove that background. I don't think it's very appealing. I actually think this background does work a little bit better than this background. That's just my opinion. I would highly recommend maybe taking a poll and asking people just to get their views on that. But what I would do is definitely change, at least for this photo, change the background, because it's very distracting and it's taking away from the actual handbag. I do like the fact that you added additional photos, that you rotated the purse, that you took a picture from the top down. So that's really good, because that showcases the purse in different angles. However, what you don't want to do is take a photo where the picture is not crop complementary, or the person might be confused on what they're looking at, or it doesn't make the bag look as nice. So this photo right here, I wouldn't really add that photo there. Now this one is a really good one. So some of this is a good one because it's a close up. So some of them I would do without. However, my opinion would be to change the whole photo. Just have it on a clear white background. You could buy. I recommend buying a light box. If you never heard of them, you probably have. But just in case, if you go to Amazon, you could get them. And this is how they look. And basically, it's just a little box that you put the photo in there. So here's one. Here's a sample. So you put your handbag, I'm sorry, in there, and you take a photo with it, and it's a clear white background. It makes your photos look so much better, clear. No, it won't have like the harsh light. It will be beautiful. You could take your photos from an actual phone. I've done it before because I have one of these at home for one of my shops that I sell candles. So I highly recommend something like this, because it does make a difference in your photo. Your handbags are beautiful, so you don't need all this distraction on the background. I would just do it with a nice white background. Take the photo or use natural light if you like, but I would distract from this backdrop that you have. I don't think it's necessarily that you need it. I will also suggest on the back end of the photos to add a picture, like a call to action saying, click below to learn more about this handbag, or to learn to read the listing description of this handbag. I will also add another call to action saying, favorite this item. And the reason why you want to encourage someone or tell them as a call to action, right? Tell them what to do. You want to tell them to like this item is because, one, a lot of people don't know that they could like the item, right? People don't know, maybe they're not used to using Etsy. Maybe it's their first time signing up for Etsy. So letting them know, hey, you could favor this item. And the nice thing about telling someone, hey, favor this item, is that later on, if you add additional products to your store, or if you have like a special promotion going on, they will get an alert saying, you're the person that you favor their shop or you favor this listing has additional listings. So that will bring potential customers that were interested in your product to come back to your Etsy store, increasing the likelihood of them buying from you because they returned again. So you definitely want to work on your photos. Don't create no distraction on the background. Make sure that they're clear and beautiful images. If you're not sure if the photo looks the best, then redo it again. I know that as an Etsy seller, you have to wear a lot of hats. A lot of it is learning new things that you never done before. Maybe it's the SEO, maybe it's SEO combined with photography. These are things that we have to get better. But with time, you'll get better and better and better. But definitely would work on possibly either you taking classes, buying a light box, or paying someone else to take your photos so you could elevate your photos to a whole different level. Keep in mind that when you sell online, the only thing you have is the photo. The photo is what makes the person click on the listing description to potentially read, learn more, and then buy. That's the first thing they see before the listing description, before they look at your reviews, before they look at pricing or anything else in your store. That's the first thing that they view. So it's so important that your photos are amazing. Not nice, not okay, not pretty. They have to be amazing. And this is the reason why I'm saying that your photos are okay, but they could look way better. You could take it to a whole different level by just changing little things on it. So that's my first um, thing that I suggest for you to change, which is your photos. The second thing we want to talk about, or that I normally talk about, is search engine optimization. So as you know, search engine optimization is how you get found in the search engine, whether it's Yahoo or Bing or let's say Etsy search results. And you definitely want to make sure that you're using one keywords that are not oversaturated, which means that too many people are using. And you don't want to use keywords that are too broad because now you're going to target anybody and everybody. So you're not targeting your audience. And this is very important. The tool that I currently use is Xrank. You can use XRank, you can use Marmalade, you can use Keyword Planner, whatever you like. All of them kind of work for the same thing, which is find profitable keywords. However, the most important thing is making sure that you do the diligence of finding the right keywords, making sure that you understand how SEO works, because ultimately SEO is what's driving the person to the store. The photo is what's making them click on the product, and then obviously everything else takes play in the listing description and the curation of your shopping, etc. So I use the tool XRank to do an audit on this actual listing here. And any tools that I talk about on this tutorial, I will leave the links below for anyone else that never heard of it before. That way you guys could use it as well. But when we go to XC rank, this is a prime example that you did the XC grade. So SEO grade, you got an A. So it looks like you switched it to the new XC. Just for those of you that don't know, XC just did changes to the way that they want you to do your SEO, which is like, you know, an informative title. Don't stuff so many keywords in the title, which was the old way, and different techniques and things that they want you to do. Use more attributes, make sure that your keywords in the listing description, and etc. So it looks like you have an A. But what a lot of people fail to understand that is that just because you have an A on your XC rank doesn't mean that you're using the right keywords. In your case, you're not using the right tags. That's why a lot of them say very high. So you're following SEO best practices. So keep in mind that the XC grade, right? I have a video about this. It's just a checklist of all the things that you should be doing in order to achieve a higher grade. However, you could do all the checklists, like let's say have your keyword in your title, have the keyword in the beginning of your listing description, have 10 photos, have this, have that. So you could check all those, right? You could have those criteria. You could meet every criteria. However, it doesn't mean that because you have an A that your SEO is done correctly. Because if you're targeting anyone or you're using keywords that are too broad, therefore you're not doing your SEO correctly. So this is a checklist of best practices, what you should be doing, how to optimize your listing. That's what the XC rank grade is for. It's not, the grade is not telling you that you have an A because you did SEO correctly, which is the searching for the right keywords. It's just letting you know that you optimize the page how SEO should be optimized. That's what it's telling you. So in that sense, you did it correctly. However, your keywords, you're using keywords that are too um, saturated. So like right here, geometric pattern. So when you go to xe.com and you type in that particular keyword, you're going to see a lot of people come back using that particular one. Now, so two things that you're doing wrong with this keyword. One is oversaturated. A lot of people are using that keyword. So therefore, if you wanted to rank organically, you're not going to be on the, this is the first page of the search result. You're not going to be here. You're going to be somewhere in the bottom end. So when was the last time when you did shopping, right? If you didn't find it in the first page and if you didn't find it on the second, you're not going to go on the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the 10th. You're going to stop. You might go to the third if, right? So this is a prime example of a keyword that is oversaturated. Too many people are using. So therefore you should not use it because you're not going to rank for it organically, unfortunately. Also, if you were to do an XC ad, or run ads on Etsy, your cost per bid is going to be higher. When there's a lot of people competing for one particular keyword or one particular tag, you're going to pay more per click. Now, with Etsy, it does let you do a cost per bid adjustment. So let's say you wanted to pay only 10 cents per click. You could do that. You could change it under the Etsy ads. However, what's going to happen now is that because you're changing it to 10 cents per click, you want to pay only 10 cents for this particular keyword, but there's so many other people using that keyword. They're going to put your ad somewhere in the back end. Also, they're not going to put your ad right here with these right here. You see where it says ad? They're not going to put your ad in the front because you're trying to pay them the least amount. So they're going to stuff your listing on the back end, and they're going to put the people that are paying the most, you know, the people that are paying the regular price, they're going to put them in the first, second, third. Now, just because you pay the regular price also doesn't necessarily mean that you will be in the first page, because there's a lot of different factors that play with it. How popular is your item? Do you get a lot of favorites? How old is the item? Has it been, you know, in your store for a long time? Um, how do you have the SEO properly done? Did you comply with the SEO best practices? So there's so many other ways that they check and they determine which listings they're going to put in the front of Etsy search results versus in the back. So that's two things. Now, another thing that you're doing wrong is that it's targeting everybody now. when you type in the word geometric pattern, I know that the handbag has geometric pattern. However, if you look here, when we type in that word, prints are coming out, patterns are coming out, wallpapers coming out, a hat is coming out. So now all these people are seeing your listing, right? So this is when a lot of Etsy sellers say, "Well, I don't know why I don't make sales. I get a lot of views, I get a lot of impressions, but I'm still not making sales." It's because you're showing your ad to anybody and everybody. So yeah, you're getting a lot of impressions. A lot of people are viewing, right, your product. However, they're not interested in your product, and that's why you're not making sales. So you're targeting anybody and everybody, so more people are likely to find your item. However, you're not targeting the right people, so therefore your impressions, which means how many times somebody viewed it, is going to be really high, but your sales are going to be zero to none. So I hope that resonates with you when using a keyword. So a better keyword, if you wanted to include the geometric pattern, would be handbag made of something like this, let's say. And this would be a better one because there's only 99 results, right? And then these are handbags that have geometric pattern. So something like this will work a little bit better. Maybe let's narrow that down to handbag geometric pattern. This would be a better targeted keyword for you. It actually would be a low competition keyword that you could use. And if you were to take this keyword and type it in on your Etsy rank, you will go up here and you will say, okay, let me describe my bag um, as much as I can, as detailed as I can. You wouldn't put gift for her or Mother's Day gift. That's too broad. You want to just use keywords that describe specifically what you're buying. The more specific that you get with the keywords and what your product is, the more targeted your audience will be. And these are people that are actually looking for a handbag that has a geometric. So you might have less impressions per month, but you might increase your sales by like 300%. It's ridiculous how high you could increase it. And then you will go through here. So this is a keyword, right? And you will kind of go through here and you will look through them and you will start searching. So you would only pick keywords that describe your item. If it's maybe this one geometric top bag, but I know that's not a top bag. But if you have one, that this one will be a good one. So you kind of keep doing this, and it's a little tedious because you're gonna have to play with the name. You're gonna have to switch it around. You're gonna have to, maybe even move wording through different places. But it's just the name of the game. When you are in a saturated market, like handbags, I'm in a saturated market. This is what happens. It's really hard to find keywords to fit that are not oversaturated, that not a lot of people are using in order to make a sale. This is why it's so important that before you start, right, a store, an Etsy store, or any type of business, right, you do market research. It's so important that you understand where you're getting yourself into, if the market is growing, if it's oversaturated, if it's dead. Are you gonna have to work 80 hours a week to make one sale, or can you work, you know, 16 hours a week and make a killing? That's the difference between market research. A lot of people don't do it because they don't know about it. Two, they don't want to do the work. Or three, they don't want to pay someone to do it. It just depends on where they're at in life, right? This will be a good one here. Geometric handbag. Um, Even this one, I don't know if your handbag is a clutch, but if you have one that's geometric, that's another one there. So you're just gonna have to keep doing this until you find those keywords. I would stick only with low competition, to medium competition. Any keyword that is very high and oversaturated, I wouldn't use because the chances of you getting found are going to be slim to none. And it's just almost like a waste of money to do that, if you especially if you're running ads. And then it's also a waste of time for you because you're using keywords that you're not really going to get found with, and it's going to be very hard for you to rank organically for. So there's no point of using those keywords. So once you do the diligence and you go through the keywords and you kind of keep playing with it and find new keywords, You definitely want to keep it how you did it with the short, descriptive title. You want to put the main keyword in the beginning of your sentence. You also want to take that keyword, I think that's what you do here, and put it here. This is your meta description. So the first 160 characters of your listing description is what shows up on Google. So it's very important that you write an enticing meta description, that you have something very compelling that somebody's going to want to click on. But it's also important also that you also add the keyword in the meta description. At the moment, this is what your meta description looks like when somebody searches you on Google. And you put, "Hi, welcome to my shop. Here for sale is a quirky vintage lady." So I will remove all this right here. "Hi and welcome." I will remove that, and this should be very enticing, almost to make the person want to click on it to learn more about what you're selling. So I will remove that and reword it to the point that when somebody reads that online, if they were to find you on the search engine, that they're going to feel compelled to click on it and buy from you. So that's your meta description. So you will put the keywords like we talked about, the main keyword here. You will use the main keyword here. You will also sprinkle the keyword throughout your listing description. So you have 13 keywords. So an on-page SEO factor is putting the keywords in your listing description, but they have to look like it's naturally placed there, not look robotic, not look like you're trying to stuff a whole bunch of keywords, but make it look easy to read, organically easy to read. So once you do that, you also want to use all your 13 keywords down here, which you did a great job with. And you also did a great job with um, the category of this actual listing. Now, what I would say for your listing description, which is the next thing I want to talk about, is listing description is how you actually end up closing the sale. So once again, the photo is what made them click, is what grabbed their attention and made them click, right, on the actual listing. But the SEO is how they found you. But the listing description is what made them buy from you. So the description, it has to build credibility. It has to be very detailed, very easy to read, and it should include everything and anything about your listing, everything that they should know about this listing. I would include in it any shipping fees, any return and cancellation fees, or exchange if you have any of those. Um, and then I will put headlines. You have one here. And then this is how I have my store. I'm not saying you have to do it this way, but I think it does help break it out into little sections. So this is one of my new stores that I started. So you could do description, what's included, and then kind of write what's included, how to order, what you receive, returns and policy. And then I also have a backlink to my main page. The reason why you also want to add a backlink at the end is because a lot of times when people are done reading, they'll go up here and click on the back button and leave your page. So you want to keep the customer longer in your page. The longer that they stay on your Etsy shop, the likelihood of them buying or favoring your items increase to the roof. So you want to keep them longer in your shop. So the listing description, keep in mind that is to build credibility, is for them to understand everything and anything that they should know about the listing. It should be included there. Like specifications like you have here, like the size, the color, the shape, how it was made, what it's made from, shipping policy, like I said earlier, return policy, exchange policy if you have any, etc., etc. A lot of people, as you might already know, don't read, but you're gonna get the exception of a few people that actually do like reading and they do like learning more about where they're buying from. So just to cover yourself and cover any future headaches from people that say, well, that was never explained to me, because it was listed already in your listing description. Etsy will back you up and you don't have to worry about getting a strike on your store or getting banned or anything like that. Now, the next suggestion I have after doing your listing description is the curation of your shop. And the curation of your shop is just the overall look of it. Um, Now, I will say that I love what you wrote here, because handmade speaks louder than words. I like that. I think that should be your tagline. I don't know if all that fits in your tagline, because I know that we are limited on what we could say. However, what I would do is I would change the banner. If you look at the most prominent shops, they have like beautiful banners. The banners have like all their social media links. It has like their hours of operation, their website if you have one. So I would definitely change the banner. Um, Maybe even have somebody customize a banner for you. There's I have links below of websites that you could go and get a banner for as low as $15, and they could create a custom banner for you. Maybe you could do like a banner with your latest handbags on them. Maybe you do a banner with like, I don't know, like a style of like a cloth in the background with all the handbags inside. I don't know, something really cool like that. I think that that would take your store to a next level. Right now it looks very it's pretty, but it looks very simple, if that's a word. It doesn't look bad, and you have more than the average person because you do have a banner at least. However, can it look better? Yes. Can you improve it? Yes. Can you make it look amazing? Yes, you can. So that's why I'm saying that. Um, I see that you have a. I don't know if this is what you use for your logo. If that's the case, then that should be across all your social media platform. I will take another picture of yourself and make it a little bit closer. It's a little distance, but you have the concept. At least you have a photo there. A lot of people have a photo and they have like five people in it, or you can't really tell who they are. People are emotional buyers. They want to connect. They want to know who they're buying from. So having a photo that has a little bit of a closer up that they could see who they're buying from is very, very important. Um, I won't talk about your reviews because you're doing a good job with your orders. Obviously, they gave you good reviews, so that's good. Your about me section, I like the fact that you have a video. Um, I will redo this picture again because it's getting cut off. Anything that you put up, you always got to think about it. Does it look good? Does it look appealing? Because you know, the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. But you always got to say, well, you always have to say, you know, it can it look more professional? Does it look great? So you got to keep always working on striving to make your store look better and better and better. So therefore, what I would suggest is these photos here that you have different quotes. I will either redo them again so they can all be the same size, or I would just remove at least this one here because it's a little cut off, and this one's a little blurry because it doesn't fit the size. So always think about what I'm uploading or what I'm putting up. Does it look good? Is it the best that it could be? And if it doesn't, or if it looks like you're just putting anything up, then don't put it up. I do like the fact that you have an about me section. I think that you did a really good job with it because you're describing your product and your love of vintage product, and I think that's awesome. So great job with that. You have your Instagram account here, but you also have a Facebook page that you didn't put in there. So I would suggest that any additional social media links that you have, you put them all there. You want to, there's people that might not want to follow you on Instagram because they don't have Instagram. So they might want to follow you on Facebook, and vice versa. There's people that might want to follow you on Facebook, but they don't really like Instagram or they don't use it. So therefore, they're just going to connect with you through Instagram. I mean, through Facebook, sorry. So you want to make sure that you have all of them. You have a photo of yourself again. That's good. Um, you did try to do the whole branding, like making sure the photos all look the same with the background, and that's good. However, I think that you can make this look nicer? Can you take it to a whole different level? Yes, you can. I would suggest with first looking at the top um handmade bags in Etsy. You could go to craftcount.com. I did a video on this, and you can find the top shops for any category out there. And look at those stores. See what kind of pictures they have, how they're laying out their purses or their handbags. And if you find one that's very elegant, very clean, very subtle, very beautiful, copy that style and try to recreate it and make your own style of it. I personally don't. I personally think that if you change your background, it's going to make a huge difference. So these are my suggestions for your shop. Um, for social media, I see that you have the profile picture here. That's good. So that's like the branding 101 and making it cohesive. Um, I like the fact that you don't have only pictures of your purses only. Once again, like the background doesn't look that great. Like when I look at this picture here, it looks a little blurry. There, it looks like it's, I don't know if the backdrop is like coming off or something. And in this photo here, you see how it's not cropped complementary when you look at it like that. Instagram is all about visual. This is what people see first, and then they click on it. So you want to make sure that your photos are not cut off. That's one thing about every social media platform, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, they all have their optimization differently. So you have to optimize your photo and you have to talk differently on all of them. So on Instagram, you will use 30 hashtags. On Facebook, you will use only 2 hashtags. It's very different. All of them are very different. All of them have different photos that you optimize. So I will optimize the photo a little bit better. What I would do is create a cohesive look, keep the same colors. Like you have lime green here, then you have red there, then you have like the backdrop here, then you have purple. It's too many colors. So you're gonna have to find a couple colors that you like and stick with it. And the same colors that you use on Instagram will be the same colors that you use on your Etsy shop and on your Facebook shop. So I'll show you, for example, this is my shop, my Instagram. So I try to stick with the same theme, the same colors. This is what you want to do. You want to have like a cohesive look, um, and branding. And this is how you brand yourself. So definitely do that. You also want to make sure that when you're posting on Instagram, you have a really good caption. This is too short. You see? You have to take your time at crafting what you want to say to people. So you want to make sure that you have a long caption or write something very profound, and then also do a call to action. So always tell the person what to do. Tell them, hey guys, um, here's the latest, I don't know, handbag that I made. You describe a little bit of it, how it was made, how long it took you, what inspired you to do it. And then at the end, just put a caption saying, put a call to action saying, hey guys, just click on my bio link to learn more, or click on my bio link to shop, or click on my bio link to view this item right now. So that's what you have to make sure that you do. I will separate the caption and the hashtags by putting like periods. I'll show you mine so I could kind of give you an idea. So whenever I do this, I put my caption and I put dot dot dot, and then I put my hashtags on the bottom. It just makes it easier to read and it's not all clumped up together. So that's what you want to do. You want to put the caption, dot dot dot, and then and then your hashtags in the bottom. It just makes it easier to read, and it doesn't look all jumbled together, and it's easier and nicer. So that's my suggestion for Etsy. For Instagram, Instagram does work really well. The thing with Instagram is that you have to do, on your bio right here, you have to do the 3 W's: who you are, what you do, and why they should follow you. You have to answer those 3 questions in your bio. Right now you only have this here. You don't have a call to action saying click to visit my shop or click to view online vintage handbag. So you have to work a little bit on that. You have to be social. You have to post on a consistent basis. If you can't post with Instagram, I know a lot of people that have really good results because they post 5 to 8 pictures per day. I only do one per day, but if you could do more than one, I would definitely do at least 3, 4 starting, and put them in different hours of the day so you could target different people. I would do Instagram stories, and I would do one early in the morning for the morning people, and I would do another one in the afternoon for that way you always have a story running 24/7. Um, Only because stories are pretty new now, and because a lot of people don't use it as of yet, or it's not oversaturated, you will get more eyes to your shop, to your profile. So I would highly recommend doing them a little bit more. Let's check out your Facebook. So your Facebook page, good job at putting your profile. Now, branding 101 is always putting, you will put this here. You don't want to have this here and then the other one. This is also cropped incorrectly. Then you have this right here showing. So I will remove this. If you do end up deciding to do the banner like I mentioned earlier, what I would do is just put the new banner here and then put the new banner also on your Etsy shop and keep it consistent. This is the thing I was telling you about. On Facebook, you don't put hashtags. I know you're probably using some type of automated software that you could post on Facebook and Instagram. I hate those. I don't like them because what people don't remember or what messes you up with that is that Instagram, the photo should be 700 by 400 pixels. On Facebook, I'm sorry, and on Instagram it should be 1080 by 1080. So now you're using the same photo that you put on Instagram on Facebook, and it's not, I mean, it doesn't look bad, but it's not the dimension that it should be. So therefore, you're trying to do it this way to be more effective in having more time for other stuff, but it's not really being effective because you're not optimizing your page the right way. What I would do is remove all this quote, all these hashtags. As you can see, it doesn't get you no engagement on Facebook because Facebook doesn't really work with hashtags. Facebook is more about interaction. The more people comment, the more people like your post, the more people engage with it, the higher you be placed in the search engine of Facebook, the more people will see it, and the likelihood of maybe going viral or other people checking you out. But hashtags really ain't gonna get you nowhere. Plus it looks spammy, doesn't hashtags are more meant for Instagram. So I will remove the hashtags. Also, you're putting hashtags, and in the link, you're not putting a call to action. You're not telling people, oh, by the way, click here. They're not gonna even see the link because there's so many hashtags. They're not gonna even see that you put a link down here. So what I would do is I would remove all this and I will put, I'm excited to share my addition to my Etsy shop. This is a 1970 vintage black Italian leather. It took me, this sign was crafted by blah, blah, blah. I'm very inspired by it, guys. Check it out by clicking here and then put your hashtag. Put your link. And then if you want to put a hashtag, I will, I will, I will go ahead and put separated with a space and then put the hashtag all the way in the bottom of your post. Don't put it combined with whatever you wrote in your caption. It will look nicer and it will look more professional. Right now it just looks so spammy. It doesn't look good. So definitely go back and remove that, and it's going to be a big improvement. Now keep in mind that with Facebook, what I've noticed is that if you're not spending money with them, it's really hard to get found. So in order for you to get found organically, you have to do those steps in getting your pictures the right size, making sure that you're writing compelling captions, that you're telling people what to do, you're engaging with people, and you're doing it correctly. So these are my tips for your shop. I really appreciate for you letting me do a critique. Guys, if you have any suggestions on her shop or anything that I didn't mention that you would like to cover, please leave a comment below. I'm trying to create a sense of community where we all come together and we help each other out. So if you have any suggestions for her, please don't shy away. Leave a comment below. And thank you guys for watching. Have a terrific day.